traders, welcome to the stream. So we usually start at 9:45, sometimes between 9:45 and 10 when all the madness uh, subsides. And let me remind you, we have Algo trading that we already set up our parameters, so it's Algo trading. All these four params, all these four strategies: trendline break, congestion breakout, flag trading, and volume trap setup. But we can also do our discretionary trading by selecting these buttons. So let's look what we have here. So here is our 15-minute, this is our 5-minute. So we don't have a signal on 5-minute. We had our signal on 15-minute, but we already passed that candle. So right now I am I don't have any opinion as to where to scalp, so I'll just wait it. I'll just wait a little bit more. But for volume chop, this was a signal scalp up. I mean, it's open, it would be risky. But this configuration would be scalp up because we had a volume down, but then it's chopped bears and we reversed to the upside. So we had a scalp there. This would have been a scalp. I mean, volume chops trade. So right now I'm yeah, I'm looking for a better setup. I mean, see on 15-minute we have this wick and it tried to go 2 times as we see here, but then we made this low and broke those bears. But everything points to the upside. I mean, technically I should be looking for long signals here. Everything pretty much is green. So if we're gonna have a volume chop setup, I'm willing to take it. And that means we'll need to have a volume down signal first, chop the bears and go long. guess it needs to be 7. That's not right. Yes, this refers volume lookback, volume lookback period, so it takes 7 trades, 7 bars. Like if we consider this volume chop, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's within this 7, and 10 points for the distance. We'll chuck this high and this, so this was 494, 478. Yeah, this is too high, but yeah, maybe I'll make it to, let's say, 12. That's another reason why I try to avoid trade market open, because the risk is so high. There's too much risk. So if you have one loser during market open, you will need to make like 2-3 trades to recover during the slow market, like after 10. So I would kind of want to even it out, just don't trade it. Very volatile market.
Volume up setup.
So we have a volume up. Let's say if we're gonna rechase down, I might take this scalp buy, but I don't. Yeah, it might go, might not. I'm just gonna follow my rules. Yeah, I'm also thinking I've got. You will find documentation if you go on our website and get uh, the tests for all these strategies. So yeah, so we have our algos on. It's not that we're not trading. If it finds rule-based algo trading, it will take the trade. But right now we have, if we have a failed or short trend line outbreak, I'll consider it to find fade the trade. But looks like nope, it's not gonna fade it. Pretty strong break. Let's see if the algo will pick it up.
Trendline breakup setup.
So I think there was a risk, wasn't it? Is there too much risk? Oh, because HTF bar is not bullish. Right, so this previous bar was not bullish, so that's why it avoided the trade. And we just made another high. So what if I will do this? We'll try to yeah, that was, see, the algo was right, it didn't take it. But I was scalping that to retest that open. Okay, so if we're gonna have volume short, Now see, this was a compound trade, compound setup with a trendline break and a volume. So there is still a lot of buyers here. Not a lot of buyers, but it was an educated trade, and we entered on a retracement, which was a smart thing. That's why our risk was low. But we might be just in the same trade actually. Uh, yeah, so this was a valid trade. The R stop loss wasn't valid, but was an educated stop loss.
Volume up setup.
So now we're gonna enter alone if we retrace. A little bit more. Can we retest that trend line? Cancel it. So I'll have to restart this strategy. So we're sort of at a break even. Now my bet trade was here because I really thought it's going to retest this one because of this high. But this trade was a good scalp in my opinion, just stop loss. I should have thought about it. And since everything was pointing upwards still, so that was a good educated trade. So right now it says volume fast and slow is weak because it talks about this overlapping. When they're overlapping, yeah, it's not the great conditions. So I usually try to avoid that or anticipate a new trade setup. and this downtrend distance is too close. But we're yeah, just letting you know that usually if it's too close, you want to avoid the trade. But now see the trend line changed, so I will mark this volume chop, whether for long or for shorts. If there is gonna be one, we'll take it, and I'll mark this ES. It means that the EMAs here, they should be trending with the distance, appropriate distance between them, so there would not be overlapping. So we'll be getting closer to lunchtime soon, and we'll be getting a lot more congestion setups and just all kind of other setups. So in the meantime, I will mark this. I need to save this as a template. Okay, then we're re-enabling it. I wanted to save this VD and VL. So I need to re-enable it. So do you see how there is no volume down setups? Everything has strength to go, has still strength of a bullish trend.
Volume up setup.
Now, if I wouldn't have selected volume chop logic, it would have taken this trade right now. But because there was no within previous 7 bars, we didn't have volume down signal. So if this 15-minute is closing bullish above these wicks, we're probably heading higher, or even this bar. But what I like to see is a 5-minute has signal, or 15-minute has a signal, and then I'm looking for entry on my 1-minute entry, on my 1-minute chart. So this would be where it would bounce off. So do you see stock is 85? So we might still, so this was kind of a short bull flag. See how this button automatically placed a stop loss 4 ticks below this current bar, that bar, and we retested the close of this bar. So that was a quick scalp there. because you can use these buttons. That's what I use where there is high momentum. So it wasn't showing. Bull flag setup, but it was shown here. Stock is 85 right now. It's still really high. We still might get a push up. So I'm not interested in shorts at this moment. Yeah, so regarding these buttons, you wait on a retracement, maybe halfway candle retracement or a quarter candle retracement, and you hit it. So it's either bull flag setup or after this volume setups, like right here. We've got this, then it retraced more than half, enter it, like similar here, but it didn't retrace, so you didn't enter. That's what I did here. We've got compound signal. I entered somewhere here, but it broke all the lows. Same thing here. We have a volume setup. You just wait halfway and enter a trade. Yeah, just waiting for a setup. Same thing here. Now there is no volume setup, but we are on high momentum. It's 91, so it's probably going higher. Yeah, and usually it should retrace on the same bar. So this is a minute already, and it hasn't retraced. I mean, it did retrace, but candle is closing. Let's see what it's closing. Yeah, I could change. See this flag? It shows as 4, so it requires 4 higher, lower highs, and here we have 3. 1, 2, 3. I bet if I change this from 4 to 3 and we'll refresh it, it should show. Yeah, see right here, it shows the trend line, I mean bull flag. So let's keep it till 3, but actually I'm gonna keep it at 4 because that's what I've tested with. That's what I've tested long enough to see that 4 is better than 3 on 1 minute. So we got congestion here. We might have congestion, breakout to the downside, or we can have a false breakout and then immediately going long. So we're bouncing from a trend line, and we sort of made a false breakout to the downside. Yeah, so right now, if I will have a volume up signal, I will enter long. But it may change.
Trendline breakdown setup.
So now we may retrace lower. So I'll arm both. Now if I'm going short, if I wanna go short, maybe I'm already late. That could be true, but I didn't have a signal. So I'm not entering that trade.
Volume down setup.
Right, it's volume down, but close didn't close below the previous low. So it invalidated the entry.
Volume down setup.
Now we might get stopped out. I'll move the stop to the previous bar, or I could have just used this previous bar, because we had three bearish bars. We might uh, retrace. That's hesitant to go down, but it's the setup. Everything was pointing downwards, and there's still room for more retracement to the downside. So I'll let it run. Okay, we got break even on our runner. Yeah, the break even happened automatically via strategy. Okay, so we've got that, and now if we have a bull signal, volume up signal, I'm interested, so I'm taking it. See how I did good, but moving stop loss towards the previous high, not the current bar high. It should have been to previous bar. And it happens all the time. If the signal is like in our entry, we already had one, two, three bearish bars. So it would make sense. It had likelihood to retrace to the previous bar. But if the entry happens like it has only one bearish bar, or the previous bar was a bullish bar, it was it can hold this current bar stop loss. So this still here a short-term resistance, what could happen, we could get a signal and it would lure you that we're breaking upwards, but then we're just chopping both and going downwards too. So we just might be getting deeper retracement after this signal. So it's in this case I let it go. We're probably gonna have
Volume up setup.
So that's what I was telling you. We have a signal, but then we have a bigger retracement. So I would do well if I would just wait it for a signal and then enter with a scalp buy when it retraced a little bit. Yeah, I should have done that. I had this right anticipation, but I'm gonna move the stops loss here. And it's already high, I don't like that. Yeah.
Volume down setup.
Okay, now I think we're going down because this is our volume chop signal. Okay, well, that's bad. this will be my last trade.
Volume down setup.
So if we're gonna have a volume up signal, I'm entering 2 more contracts. Yeah, it's struggling.
Volume up setup.
Trendline breakdown setup.